So this week's Dear Peaches, I've been with my boyfriend for 6 years and we have a pretty strong relationship. He treats me good, tries to be a provider, and gets along with my family. My only issue is that he is not making a single attempt to try to marry me. He knows that I want to have children, but refuse to until I'm married. Every time I bring up marriage or kids, I feel like he blows me off and I'm getting tired of it. Should I give him an ultimatum? Should I leave? Or should I just stay and wait till he's ready? I don't want to lose out on a good guy just because I'm not getting my way. First of all, honey, you're doing what a lot of men tend to do. Not even men, a lot of people tend to do. When something is not right for them, they hold on to it because they're scared somebody else may have it. He sounds like he could be a good guy. He's just not a good guy for you. You've already made it clear that you want marriage. You already keep telling him you want kids. He's not making any type of attempts to make that happen for you. So guess what, baby? He's not the right man for you. And I say that to say this. Marriage is something that it depends on the person. To some people, it is a piece of paper. And then to some people, it's more than that. It's a commitment before God. It's, living together, starting a family. It's actually putting a commitment down. So you have to decide, are you the type who, hey, I'm happy with not having a piece of paper that says we're married and merging all our bills and, your debt becomes my debt? Or am I cool with being with this man that, doesn't want to marry me, but, we have a good relationship? It's nice that he likes your family, and I'm sure your family's probably pressuring you, like, when y'all going to get married and have kids. And if that's what it seems like you want and your family wants, then guess what? Your time with him has expired. You had 6 great, good years. But your time probably has expired. And I don't want to seem like the type who's always telling people just pick up and leave. But guess what? Time is the one thing you will never get back, ever in life. You will never get time back. So if you keep expressing to this man that you want to marry him and he keeps blowing you off, there's your answer right there. Like, that statement is so true when it says a man knows when they want to marry a woman within like the first 5 minutes of meeting them, they know. That I've never heard of a realer statement, because everybody I know that's gotten married for the right reasons, not because they're pressured into getting married, but everybody who's gotten married for the right reason, all the husbands have said the same thing, like, yo, when I first met her, I knew she was the one. I knew she wanted to marry her. And a lot of times in relationships, what we tend to do is, if I marry somebody, they'll act better. They'll treat me how I want. Or if I have a kid with somebody, they'll act better. They'll treat me how I want. They'll stay. Kids and marriage does not make a relationship turn any better. If anything, it's more pressure. I've known people who have dated a year, gotten married out of the year, and they're still together. And I know people who dated 18 years and after being married for 9 months been like, well, guess what? Nah, it's time for a divorce. So again, you have to choose how important marriage is to you. If it's one of those things where you're really into it and it sounds like you are, he's not the man for you. Like I said, let him be a good man, a good, strong, single man to somebody else. At the end of the day, as females, we do have biological clocks. We do have a time when after a certain age, your eggs may not work like they used to. A man has until he's about, as long as his sperm work and his dick work, his baby makers work, okay? You don't have that privilege. So again, if marriage and kids is something that you want, darling, have a real life talk with him and say, hey, I think it's time for me to go. And if by then he feels like he's being pressured and he's still giving resistance, there's your answer, honey. But don't ever put your life on hold for somebody else because y'all are not meeting at the same place. That is how you create so many bitter women. Anyway.
Or you could just poke holes in the condom.
Oh, oops. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh.
Because that's when you'll know he really loves you, and at the end of the day, you still get what you want.
But wait, Juicy,
excuse me, I'm sorry. I just
poke holes?
Because I think marriage is so simple and not really that serious, and then a lot of women where we've been trained that since kids, like we should be that princess and we should be married off and being taken care of. Like at the end of the day, he's a good man. That marriage is only a part of it, and you'll know the love when you end up pregnant. You'll know if he's a good man or not. That's the reality of it.
Well, that's Juicy.
That is my advice.
That's not Peach's advice. That's Juicy's advice. But you know what? That might work for some. Might not work for others. All I'm saying is,
you love me, but you're going to kill me because I got pregnant?
Sis, run. Because guess what? That won't make that nigga be a man either.
No, and that's why I said no. But at the end of the day, you're leaving regardless, right? If you're leaving regardless, you might as well get the quality that you've already been dealing with. Like at the
Well, you know
the quality of the human. Like at the end of the day, she wants to have a
wants a baby.
child. At the end of the day, she can end up with some other guy who she marries, doesn't love, or has bad genes, and then has a kid, and then it's all fucked. I don't know. I think my parents.
Peaches says, don't do that. You don't want him to feel trapped. He already doesn't want the marriage. He ain't talking about the kids. Don't trap him. But for some of you, trapping a man might be the way.
No, that's not considered
anyway,
entrapment.
this
That's
is
not
Sunday's
entrapment.